I'm going to tell you about a trip that I went on around 2 years ago in 2022, around 2 years ago, to Morocco, to this country here, Morocco. Morocco is in the north of Africa. So this is Africa. Africa is a continent. It's not a country. Africa is not a country. It's a continent. So this is the continent of Africa. Here, this is the continent of Europe, right? This is Europe, this continent. But this continent is Africa. And Morocco is in the very north of Africa. Anyway, I started my trip in London. I live close to London. So I started in London and I took the Eurostar train across here. So there is a train that actually goes under the water. So the train goes under the water and it goes from the UK to France. So this is the UK and the train goes south. It travels south to France and it goes across here under the water. It is called the Eurostar. And so I took the Eurostar first to Paris. So I went to Paris and I think I spent around 3 days in Paris. Only 3 days. Paris is very expensive. Paris is very expensive. So I only spent 3 days in Paris. After Paris, I took a fast train south. So I took a fast train south from Paris to Lyon. Lyon is a very nice city in France. I think I spent 2 days in Lyon. After Lyon, then I took a bus. So the bus drove south from Lyon, drove south to Montpelier. So Montpelier is a nice city. It's in the south of France, Montpelier, city in the south of France. And the journey from Lyon to Montpelier was around 4 hours. So the journey was 4 hours. After Montpellier, I took another bus from Montpellier to Barcelona. So I spent 1 day, I think, or 2 days, I think. I spent 2 days in Montpellier. Then I got on the bus, and then the bus drove south into the country of Spain. And I went to Barcelona. Barcelona is a great city, but it was winter at the time. It was like January. I think it was January. So it was not very nice. It was raining. It was cold. It was raining in Barcelona. So it was not so good. So I only spent 2 days in Barcelona. And then I think I took a train south down the east coast of Spain. So this is the east coast of Spain. This bit here is the east coast of Spain. I took a train south down the east coast of Spain to Valencia. Now, in Valencia, I stayed here for around 1 month. Yes, I stayed in Valencia for 1 month. I spent 1 month in Valencia because I was working. I was teaching English on my computer. Yes. So I spent 1 month in Valencia. After 1 month in Valencia, I then took a train. Took a train from Valencia to Madrid. So Madrid is in the center of Spain. Right in the center of Spain. It is the capital city of Spain. So Madrid's the capital. It's the capital city. I think I spent 2 or 3 days in Madrid. I spent 2 or 3 days there in Madrid. And then I believe I took a bus south because I think there is not a train. You cannot get a train down here. So I took a bus and the bus drove south to the south coast of Spain. And this journey took around 5 hours. So that was quite a long bus journey. And I ended up in the city of Malaga. Malaga is on the south coast of Spain. And I spent around 3 weeks here. 3 weeks in Malaga. After Malaga, I actually got on a plane. And at the time, it was COVID. It was the pandemic at the time. It was COVID. So you could not take a boat. Really, I wanted to take a boat across the sea. But it was the pandemic, so you could not do that. So instead, I flew. I flew from Malaga. I flew to Morocco. I flew to Casablanca here in Morocco. So I flew here. Casablanca is, I suppose, on the northwest coast, I guess. Now, Casablanca, to be honest, it was interesting. There are some mosques in Casablanca because Morocco is a Muslim country. It's a Muslim country. So there are some interesting mosques in Casablanca. But it was not, Casablanca was a bit boring. There was not much to see. It is more of a business city. Yes, it's kind of for business. So I left Casablanca and I took a train south. I took a train south to Marakesh. This is Marakesh here in the kind of towards the south a little bit. I suppose it's still in the north, really, but south to Marakesh. Marakesh is very popular with tourists, okay? Marakesh is a very interesting place with lots of palaces and mosques and things like that. It was very interesting. The weather in Marrakesh and Morocco, generally in Morocco, was perfect. Okay, the weather in Morocco is perfect. Very nice, blue skies, no clouds, blue skies. It was very good. In Marrakesh, the problem is that I am a tourist in Marrakesh and I look like a tourist as well. I look like a tourist. So to be honest, in Marrakesh, there were many scammers. Yes, scammers. People trying to scam me. People trying to get my money. Yes, there were a lot of people trying to scam me, trying to get my money. So Marrakesh, it was good and bad. It was very interesting, but there were a lot of scammers, unfortunately. After Marrakesh, I traveled back north and I went all the way on a train, all the way to Tangier. Tangier is a city on the north coast of Morocco, right on the north coast. It's very nice. I liked Tangier a lot. It looks nice, and it was good. I spent 2 or 3 days in Tangier. I spent 2 or 3 days here, and after that, after Tangier, I actually got on a ferry. So I did not fly back to Spain, but I got on a ferry from Tangier. And the ferry, it sailed across the sea. This is the sea. This is the Strait of Gibraltar. That is the name of this part of the sea. So I took a ferry across the sea. It is not far. It is not a long journey. And I went to this small town called, I think it's Algeciras in the south coast of Spain. And then I think I went back to Malaga. My journey is nearly finished, nearly over. But before I went back to the UK, I took a train from Malaga to Sevilla. I am pronouncing this in the Spanish way. Yes, Sevilla. So I took a train from Malaga to Sevilla. Sevilla is a really cool place. Lots of interesting architecture, but it was very hot. It was extremely hot in Sevilla. The temperature was 44 degrees when I was there, 44 degrees. Even at night, it was 30 degrees at night, in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, it was 30 degrees. I was sweating. It was so hot that I was sweating so much. After Sevilla, I got on a plane and the plane flew back. It flew back to London. And that was the end of my trip to France, Spain, and Morocco. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.